what's going to be the future of Klim Kostin? Give me a % chance Klim Kostin's back as the short for giant question of the day.
Well, listening to Ken Holland today and on the record and then talking to some other people in the organization, like Klim Kostin, I understand it that, hey, Klim Kostin would like a raise and the Oilers would like to give him a raise, but
wouldn't we all?
Like the concern for Kostin is if the Oilers qualify him, and I've said this if they qualify him, which would be like 825, he files for arbitration. His season in arbitration probably could get him 1.6.
Yeah.
And Edmonton they don't have the cap space to do that. They really like Klim Kostin. So, but it comes down to, is it a fit? And I know originally when they talked about extension, his camp was looking for upwards of 1.7.
Yeah.
So I think, them qualifying him is part of like Ken Holland basically outlined today. He goes, hey, if we don't qualify him, that's just negotiations, right? Now, keep in mind, Vegas didn't qualify Brett Howden last year. And then they re-signed him like 2 days later.
Yeah.
So, part of it is because you're worried about the potential. So they say, hey, Klim, we're not going to qualify you for ARB. Now, you are a UFA, but will you on the open market get potentially what an arbitrator would give you? Probably not. So I think that's the plan they're going. Like Klim Kostin, I know like his family, his sister, they're very close. She lives in California. Like going to the KHL, like, I don't know why he would do that. I know he had a good offer to go over there, like, and so financially. It's only money, right? And I shouldn't say only money. Money's obviously pretty important, but
if you're Kostin and you've maybe found a home here in Edmonton, like an organization that took a chance on you, let you kind of become an NHLer, because he really wasn't before this year. I don't know, maybe for you long-term wise, taking the 1 or 2 year deal here at a slightly lower cap hit, that might earn you some more money down the line.
100%. So sometimes you have to look big picture, but it's easier when it's somebody's offering you $2 million a year and you could only make, 1.1. Yeah. Hey, that's double your money. So to me, it's a personal decision for each player, and they're going to look and say, hey, and obviously he's Russian. He's going to be comfortable playing in Russia.
Yeah.
But, with all the upheaval that's going on right there, like how good is it going to be? I have no idea. So I would say right now, to answer your earlier question about percentage, like Klim Kostin back in Edmonton, I'd put it at like 35.
35. Yeah, I was going to say 50-50 right now. I saw Liam in the chat was asking people the most they'd give him. Oil Fan and Nate both said 1.5 million. Christopher Palmer, 1.25. Sergeant Battle, 1.3. Like, I think you're pretty much, I think those people are probably pretty lined up with what Ken Holland's thinking as well. I could see like 1.5 kind of being the outer market.
I think that's the max. I think they'd rather be around 1, to be honest.
Yeah. The other two UFAs, a bit of a part 2 to the short for giant offseason question, are Bukestad and Janmark. Bukestad, to me, has priced himself out of this team. I just don't see how the Oilers
17 goals.
Yeah, like he's going to get north of $2 million.
Probably.
And the Oilers can't afford to pay a bottom sixer north of $2 million.
Probably not. No. Well, they've already got one in Fogle, right? And McLeod's probably going to come in. I'm going to guess McLeod ends up like between 1.85 and 2, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Bukestad, they'd like him. I just don't think it's feasible financially for him to come back. And Matthias Janmark, I can tell that the Oilers have given him an offer. It's closer to 1 million, not the 1.25 he made last year. And so now it's just a matter of him deciding, does he want to test? And you know what? Free agency starts on Saturday. If I'm Matthias Janmark, why wouldn't I? Just like Brett Kulak did last year. Brett Kulak tested the market early on the morning of, and then was like, you know what? There's no better offer than I like in Edmonton. I like it here. Matthias Janmark likes it in Edmonton, right? Connor McDavid had a discussion with him at the end of the season about returning, so he feels wanted here by his teammates. So I think, Janmark might look and say, geez, if somebody's offering me 1.5, I would go. But if the only other offer is 1.2 and I can get 1 million in Edmonton, I could see him staying in Edmonton.